In a quiet desert town on the edge of a military training zone, there lived a stray dog named Arrow. If you have any dog with the Arrow name, must share in the comment, okay? He had no honor, no home, and no one who truly cared for him. Every day, he ventured near the shooting range where soldiers trained, only for entertainment, okay? While loud gunshots terrified most animals, Arrow would sit at a distance and watch with deep focus. Something about flying objects fascinated him, stones thrown by kids, spinning bottles in the air, even birds diving from the sky without anyone realizing it. Arrow was slowly developing an unreal sense of timing, distance, and precision. To everyone else, he was just another stray. But destiny had something bigger planned for him. One afternoon, a young military trainer named Captain Harris noticed Arrow chasing a rolling target dummy straight into the center bullseye. At first, he loud it off, but then he tested the dog again, throwing small moving targets across the sand again and again. Arrow hit them perfectly, either with his paws, he had his head, or by knocking them clean out of the air. Shocked by this impossible accuracy, Harris began training the dog secretly every night after duty. He practiced with arrow moving targets, fast targets, unpredictable angles. The dog never missed. It was as if Arrow could calculate speed and direction in his mind, like a living weapon guided by instinct rather than machines, only for entertainment and a moral. Okay. Months later, a terrifying crisis struck a group of heavily armed criminals, only for entertainment. Criminals hijacked a convoy carrying medical supplies meant for thousands of people. The criminals high in a narrow mountain pass filled with the traps, moving targets, and making it impossible for snipers or drones to strike without risking civilian lives. Every second mattered. Captain Harris made a bold and dangerous decision. He he brought arrow to the operation. Many soldiers doubted it, some even lowered, but Harris believed what he had witnessed with his own eyes. Under the cover of darkness, Arrow was filled with a lightweight targeting harness carrying small dis- disabling capsules. As the criminals moved between rocks and vehicles, Arrow was released. He ran silently across the ground like a shadow, one by one. With perfect timing, he struck each moving target, hitting hands holding weapons, knowing detonators from fingers, shattering control panels with pinpoint accuracy. No innocent was harmed. Every hit was clean, every strike was perfect. Within minutes, the criminals were disarmed without a single life lost. When the soldiers moved in, the convoy was saved and thousands of people were spared from disaster. When Arrow returned dusty and exhausted, the soldiers stood in stunned silence. Then, one by one, they saluted the dog. News of the mission spread across the country, but the details were kept secret. Arrow the Stray, no one had carried about, was now the hero. No one could forget. Captain Harris adopted him officially, and for the first time in his life, Arrow had a home and a bed and a human who loved him. He still trained, but now not as a forgotten stray, but as a guardian. Moral of the video of the story: sometimes the greatest talent he hides in the most ignored souls. All it takes in one person to believe and one choice to prove the impossible.